Okay, today I'm going to do a video on the Lee Lodahl 2 shot shell reloading press. It's a very simple press, probably the most simple press that's on the market, but it's the most cost effective if you're going to get into reloading shot shells. A buddy of mine just picked one up off of Midway for $69, I believe. I've loaded thousands of rounds with this press. I take it apart about every 1,500 to 2,000 rounds. There's two bushings here and here that are built into this body of the press, and there's just two holes in the aluminum handle. You can see there's a pivot point here and here, and the same on the other side. It's a very quiet press. There's an internal spring in this frame right here, which allows the press to go up and down. So I'll lube up the spring. I'll lube these joints here and here with some 3-in-1 oil, and it's very quiet as long as you can, as long as you keep up with it and maintain it. It'll work great. What's nice about this press is everything's contained right in this area. Here's your powder hopper. Your shot hopper is over here. This is how you transfer powder and shot to your shot shell, which I'll get into in a little while. The top, like I said, Lee provides a case for all your powder bushings and your shot bushings, and that just sits neatly up on top of the press, out of the way. This is a 5-station press. Now with this press comes a bushing, and there's a little ring at the top of this bushing. That's the top, and it says 12 on it. And what this bushing does is you slide it over your shot shell, and you can see how it doesn't go down past the brass. So what this bushing is going to do on the press in stage 1, it's going to decap your primer in this stage and push this bushing over the brass to the base of your shell, and that's going to resize your brass. Now the second stage, you put your primer in here, and this second stage is going to take this ring off. It's going to pop this ring off, and it's also going to reprime. It's going to reprime your casing and reform your brass. The third station, which is here, you put your shell in here. You're going to pull the ram down. You're going to drop your powder charge. You're going to put your wad in here and pull down. It's going to seat your wad. And then while this is down, you're going to flick your lever over, and that's going to put the shot in. Now I'm going to demonstrate a full load reloading process in a little bit. I'm just going over the stages right now. Lee also provided you with an 8-point crimp and a 6-point crimp position. And what I mean by that is on the shot shell, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points. Some shot shells have 6. The back position is for the 6-sided or the 6-pointed shot shell. The front is for the 8. And the little V, I'm going to call it the V, which is between the 2 points, faces you in the 4th position. And I'll demonstrate that in a little bit. And then the 5th station, what that will do, well, I'm sorry, the 4th station will start the crimp. It'll start beveling the crimp in, and then this station here, your 5th station, will finalize the crimp, and I'm going to get into that. What I'm using today is some red dot shot shell powder. I'm using some Remington hulls. I'm using Clay Buster shot wads. The part number on these is CB8100-12. I've been using these for years, and I really like how these perform. And I'm using CCI 209 shot shell primers. So you're going to have to do your own homework with your powder loads and your shot loads. Don't trust the internet. Read there's a good book. It's called Shot Shell Reloading, and that has good information in it. Read a good manual. This press does come from Lee with load data, which is nice. I have it set up for how I like to shoot my trap loads. So yeah, just do your own homework and figure out what works best for you and go from there. Okay, so let's get into some loading. Okay, so first we're going to slide the bushing over the spent shell. We're going to put it in the first station. Pull down on the press, gently seats the bushing, pops out the old primer. Then we're going to put the new primer in the cup. Gently pops off the bushing. And reprimes the shell. Now make sure that the primer is flush with the base. You do not want it to protrude at all. It should be flush. Third stage. We're going to bring the lever down. We're going to powder arrows toward the right. Powder load is in. I'm going to verify that there's powder in there. There is. I do that every maybe 20 rounds. Shot wad goes in. Press down. Lift up a little bit. Shot is in. You can see that right there. The shot is in there. We're going over now to the 8 position crimp, which is the forward one. Gently press down, and you can see how nice that's starting to crimp. We're going to the 5th position. Gently push down, and that looks like a factory crimp right there. And that is a completed shot shell. Let's do another one. The ring. I really can't stress enough how much I like this press. Very easy to use, very easy to maintain. Primer in, ring off. Primer is nice and flush. Powder charge. When I was reloading for trap, when I shot a lot of trap, I could reload a box of 25 in about 15 minutes, which I thought was pretty good. And I would reload for an hour or two, and until I got tired of reloading, and I would just put the unit away. At that time, I didn't have it mounted on my bench. I hadn't had my bench built yet. But now, I mean, it's on my bench. It takes up hardly any space at all. Bushing, ring up. Deprime, resize the bushing. Primer in the slot. Reprime. Resizing ring is off. Primer is flush. Third stage, powder drop. Quad is in. Shot is in. There's the shot. We're going to the fourth stage, which is the starting of the crimp. You see that's nicely started. And then we'll go to the final stage. And there you go. Another nicely loaded shot shell. So it's a great press. I highly recommend picking one up if you're on a budget. I know there's a lot more expensive presses out there, but for 69, 70 bucks, this is I find it very enjoyable. It has all your stations in a row, powder, shot, very easy to put in your shot shell. It's a very, very simple but easy press to use. I can't stress enough how much I like it. So if you like this content, please like, share. Please subscribe. My channel's relatively new, and I'm really trying to put out content that'll be helpful. So get out there and start reloading.